So Carl, we're approaching a vital stage of the season now. Few games left, one after another, week by week, no more long breaks like we've just had. How do you assess the season so far?
Yeah, listen, to be fair, I think it's gone all right. This time last year we were in a far worse position. It's been a tough league and we've performed really well. We've started well. Notoriously we slow starters and finish strong. So touch wood, things ain't changing, but it's been difficult with the breaks, to be fair. We've had a real good gutsy win against Oldham, and then we had the week off, and then we went to Hunslet, and they touched us up, and no complaints with that game. Probably give us a good lesson of letting us know where we're at, and to be fair, I'd like I said, I'm all right with that. As you know, would have been a travesty if we'd been winning all the way through, and then they did that to us in a playoff game, and we couldn't do nothing about it. At least it's put us on notice, and know that we can't just turn up to opposition's grounds and just think, we're going to win the game.
Going into this last run of games, we know how vital it is now, but there is some positives in the fact that it's still in our hands to stay right up at the top in it with the games in hand that we've got. Yeah,
it's an exciting league, but I think throughout the whole sport, Super League now, that's exciting at the top and the bottom. Championship's exactly the same. And League One, there's 5 or 6 clubs can go up. It's as simple as that. We stay healthy is the first, port of call, is to try and keep the team healthy, keep the team fresh. We play now right up into the playoffs, so we've had our little break. I know the coach is really happy that we've got continuous games now going into the playoffs. That's all we can ask, and then what happens out there is over to the players. And every year we talk about our group and say we don't think we'll get as good a group as the year before and the year before. And to Richard Horne and Plumey's credit, they do it every year and they top it. The players we've got at this club are fantastic. They get on really well. They've got a real togetherness, and it's hard, for all to keep them all happy when they're all fit, because they all warrant in their own way a starting spot in the 17. But the coach can only pick 17 players, so keeping them all on the same page and keeping us all together on the same boat is vital. And some players get disappointed when they're all fit, but we've got a good group that understand. The coach picks players for whichever game, how he wants to play and how he feels will do the job. So, good. We're looking forward to a real tough run-in. We've got some tough games coming up. We're under no illusion about that. And it's exciting. It's rugby league, and we set our stall out at the start of the year saying we wanted to go up. We didn't want to go into the playoffs. Well, at this moment in time, as I said here, it looks like that's the route we're going down. So, like every other club's expressed, we need to try and get as high up in that bunch as we can. And like you've said, it's in our own hands how high we can finish. But in rugby league, you can only take one game at a time.
Do you think that togetherness that you talk about and that bond that the squad have clearly got, because we've seen it in the content that we've been putting out, the time that they have away from training, thinking of going to Estabulo and places of that nature, and the bonding that they've been doing throughout the season, do you think that'll be vital going into these last few games of the season?
I do. I really do. And the stuff we've tried to do with them outside of the rugby league stuff has been first class. Yourself with all the content that goes out, and I feel there's a real connection between the fans and the players. Certainly when we play at home, You can you all see that, you know, our players are always take the time now and go across and spend ages as long as they want with the players. So there's a real connection there. The fans are vital for us, and certainly when we play, you know, at the EcoPower Stadium, they've been brilliant all year, and they're noisy. And away, you know, we've got a big following away, and we need them. It's, again, I said at the start, it's not just about us this year. I needed them to back the boys, and they've done that in spades. You know, the boys are over the moon with the support they're getting from the fans. I am. We thank them for that. You know, like Richard says, you know, the Hunslet game, we need to pay them back for turning up in that Hunslet game. But down here, we need to try and be able to play down here in playoffs as well. The last 2 years, we've always been on the road in the playoffs, and let's see what can happen if we have them playoff games down here.